Canicross season has begun and the nights are starting to draw in. Working full time means the only time that I can get out to walk the dogs is either first thing in the morning or after work in the evening, which means running in the dark. Dark runs can be mentally challenging to get out of the door and run, so I'm going to share my top 5 tips for canicrossing in the dark. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Beth and I run Canicross and do agility with my English Springer Spaniel, Luna, and my Sprinter, Lily, who is going to be turning 1 in the next couple of weeks, so she'll be able to start doing full-time canicross with me, which is really exciting. So if you're into cani sports and want to see more of these kind of videos, then please do subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you're made aware of any new videos when they come out. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 1 is route. The canicross is run mainly on trails, which means when the light is really low, so if you're running at dusk or dawn, or even when the sun's completely gone down, the trails can look extremely different to what they look like in the daylight, meaning it is much easier to get lost if you don't know the route well. So stick to routes that you know like the back of your hand and you have run plenty of times to avoid getting lost. Number 2 is tell somebody. Tell somebody where you're going, so what route you're planning on doing and how long you think it's going to take you. If you can go out in a group, there is safety in numbers, but if you are going to go out alone with just you and your dog, then do make use of the live tracking apps that are now available. Personally, I have used both Strava Beacon and Garmin Live Track, which are both really easy to set up, and you can nominate certain people to receive the live updates. So once you've started your activity, they get told where you are and it can show on a little map. That way, should anything happen to you while you are out and you're gone much longer than expected, then your nominated people can see exactly where you are on your route, and if they need to, they can come and get you in an emergency. Number 3 is reflect. Just because it's dark doesn't mean there aren't going to be other people on the trails, or you might need to run a short road or path section before you even get to the trails. Often these country roads don't have any lighting, so it's really important that you are seen by other road and path users. Being reflective means that other people can spot you really easy when you're running past them on the trails, and should the worst happen, be able to spot you in an emergency. Most running clothing these days do have reflective strips on them, but often these can be quite small, so not always very noticeable, and they can wash off quite easily once you've worn them a couple of times and you've put them through the wash a couple of times. So I would always suggest either a reflective vest, or you can get like the full reflective jackets or hats as well, just so that you are definitely seen and nobody can miss you. Being reflective also includes your dog. Some harnesses already include reflective strips on them, so like the non-stop free motion harness that Luna wears has a thin strip here of reflective material, which is good, but it's not very obvious compared to some of like the high-vis vests that you can get as well. But if you are going to put a reflective vest on them, just be aware of the humidity and temperature, because you're adding an extra layer onto them. Or you can use a light up collar, so this one flashes, it's got a couple of different settings, which leads nicely onto number 4, which is light. Having a good light source is vital for running the trails in the dark, as you need to be able to spot any hazards along the path, such as rocks or roots. I run with a head torch, but you can get chest lights as well, but it's whatever is more comfortable for you. Some people don't like wearing head torches because they can bounce a little bit as you're running, but whatever you choose, make sure that it is fully charged or you have some spare batteries with you, because running out of lights in the middle of the trail in the dark is not fun. I ran with an LED Lensa MH3 I'll put a link in the description for it. It has 200 lumens and I find for the price gives you really good visibility on the trail. Lumens determine how much light you have and how easy you'll be able to see in the dark. So the more lumens you have, the more you're going to be able to see. I would recommend a minimum of 200 to 250 lumens for normal trail running at night when you know the route like the back of your hand. If you're on a route that you're a little bit unfamiliar with or you're navigating a completely new route, then I would definitely go as high up as possible with your lumens. When you're running with your head torch, don't have it pointing directly down to just in front of you. Have it pointing out a little bit so that you can see the route a little bit up ahead and it lights up the surroundings really. And just make sure if you are running in a group and you're talking to someone, you do not blind them in the face. Number 5 is feet. Even with the best lighting up the trails for you, it can distort and throw shadows over rocks and roots, which makes them look different sizes. So make sure you pick your feet up. Run slow and leave the speed work for the daylight. Make sure you're wearing suitable shoes as well for the route that you're running and the weather, especially think about the weather over the last few days. If it's been raining over the last 3 days and it's dry today, that route could still be really muddy. So size up if you need to on your lugs and make sure you've got some really good grip, because you think your dog's got some force pulling you, so you want to make sure you've got good grip and you're not going to slip over. Let me know in the comments if you have any other tips for running in the dark, especially canicrossing in the dark. And most importantly, enjoy your running, enjoy how strong it makes you feel, and I'll tell you what, running in the dark makes me feel 100 times more invincible than doing the same route in the daylight. If you found this useful, then please do give us a thumbs up and please do subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you are made aware of any new videos that come out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.